Now, as tensions with Iran reach a tipping point, Israel's war cabinet is expected to meet again on Wednesday to decide on a response. The war cabinet has met multiple times since Iran launched more than 300 missiles and drones towards Israel on Saturday night. Meanwhile, Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi warned of a severe and heavy response to any Israeli attack violating Iranian territorial integrity and harming its national interests.
If the Zionist regime makes the slightest move to violate our territory and harm the national interest of the Islamic Republic, they must understand that they will face a severe and heavy response. The plan of action for Troop Promise was a limited operation. It was not a comprehensive and extensive plan. Had it been much larger action, then the supporters of Zionist regime would have seen that nothing would have remained of the Zionist regime. But it was decided to carry out a limited operation and deliver punishment to the Zionist regime.
Qatar has said that talks on a ceasefire in Gaza and release of hostages are at a delicate phase. Qatari Prime Minister Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani said that mediators were trying to address a stumbling block. Qatar, along with Egypt, is mediating talks to halt fighting between Israel and Hamas.
The negotiations are between moving forward and stumbling. During this time, we are passing through a delicate phase with some stumbling, and we are trying as much as possible to resist this stumbling block and to move forward to put an end to this suffering that the Palestinian people are passing through in Gaza, as well as to retrieve the hostages.
Meanwhile, Russia is holding dialogues with both Iran and Israel and has urged the need for de-escalation in the Middle East. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said that Moscow continues to have close contact with Iran and also has constructive contact with Israel. When asked if Tehran had warned Russia ahead of time about the strikes on Israel, Peskov refused to comment on the matter. Now, just as Kremlin reiterates its stance of de-escalation in the conflict in West Asia, top European diplomats are also trying to achieve just that. My colleague Ollie Barrett is in London. He takes it forward from me here and gives us more on this as well as other stories making headlines around the world. Ollie, a lot happening in Jerusalem.
Very much, Tanvi, a hive of diplomacy today. Top foreign ministry officials from the UK and Germany are in Jerusalem to meet Israeli Foreign Minister Katz. This as world powers try, as you've been outlining, to prevent a wider conflict after Iran's Saturday attack. Katz met with British Foreign Secretary David Cameron and German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock. Katz emphasised the importance of sustained international pressure to release all the hostages held by Hamas in Gaza. UK Foreign Secretary David Cameron highlighted a united front for Israel after Iran launched that barrage of drones and missiles on Israel last weekend. He says he's there to show solidarity.
The situation is very concerning. It's right to show solidarity with Israel. It's right to have made our views clear about what should happen next, but it's clear the Israelis are making a decision to act. We hope they do so in a way that does as little to escalate this as possible, and in a way that, as I said yesterday, is smart as well as tough. But the real need is to refocus back on Hamas, back on the hostages, back on getting the aid in, back on getting a pause in the conflict in Gaza. It's right to be here in Israel today to show solidarity after that appalling attack by Iran.
Well, DD India's Sarah Coates is live in Tel Aviv for us now. Sarah, Western diplomats do seem resigned to the fact that there will be a response from Israel against Iran. Any clues as to what it might be?
Hello there, Ollie. It's really a matter of when, not if, Israel retaliates. Sources close to the Security Cabinet, also the War Cabinet, they say that the Israelis will be delivering a powerful, a strategic blow to Iran. And really the only thing that they haven't decided upon yet is when this should happen. Now, there really is broad consensus here in Israel that there must be a significant response given this unprecedented attack that saw some 300 missiles and drones launched into Israel. But what we do need to remember here, Ollie, is that the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he is under significant pressure really to make sure any kind of response doesn't cause a wider regional spillover. But he's also under a lot of pressure here domestically, especially from people who keep him in power, like the far right-wing coalition, which do sit on his security cabinet. We're talking here Bezalel Smotrich and also Itamar Ben-Gvir. They are calling on the Israeli Prime Minister, on the Israeli security establishment to hit Iran with everything it has. So certainly an extremely delicate, worrying situation.
Okay, Sarah Coates in Tel Aviv, thank you.